Hello everyone, welcome to itlearn.com. My name is Karthik Reddy. Thank you so much for joining. You are in the Selenium live training session, and today is primarily a demo session. We will talk about what is it that we're going to cover in this training and how it's going to really help your team. So before I go forward, I want to run a few poll questions, team. Will really help me to understand the audience. I do welcome especially to all the JPAC 8 members and the other batch members and the ACT members too, team. I'm sure there are a lot of repeat IT Learn members in this as well, and welcome you all. For some of you, it could be the first time, so stay put and I will kind of guide you as to how this is going to happen. All right. Great. So team, before I continue, you have the chat option to be able to ask a question during the live session. And I would love to interact with you on that. There's a lot of things on scheduled topics we will talk about today. And we will also talk about primarily scheduled topics that we have for our training, team project, and how I want you to be involved with it. Before that, I can also talk about any prereqs that you have that we need. So team, a couple of poll questions I'm launching quickly at your end and would like to know, team. It should be very simple, straightforward, multiple choice answers. For those of you who attended my sessions earlier, it should be pretty simple. Just to know where you're joining the session from, we didn't get a chance to really promote it a lot into the social media, but hopefully before we get started on the 23rd, we should be able to. Looking at your location, team, and that will help us to identify where you're from. Can I get everyone to vote in, please? And here are the results, team. So primary 72%, almost 3/4 of you are from the US or Canada. 28% India and South Asia. So no other participants from other countries, though I believe it is not a bad time for UK, Europe, at least for people who are not working right now. But great, thank you so much. Thank you for that poll, team. Do I have 2, 3 more poll questions? Where are the polls? Okay, there you go. I've shared the result. Have you all seen the result, team, on your screen? You should have seen it, right? Now I'm going to the next poll. This is a quick question again. Planning to be or no for me is the same thing. It does not matter, team. But planning to be is you've been processing us for a while, looking at demos and so on. Simple question: if you are one of our members or you're not yet a member. And this is a demo session, team. By the 23rd, I think we should be all set. I've got about 50% votes in, team. Can I get all of you to please vote in? Thank you everyone for the poll. Here's the result. So 80% almost again are existing ITLM members, and thank you so much. The remaining 25% are in the planning stage. Maybe some of you are first time here. Thanks for that, team. Another quick question. Is it your first time with us in a webinar? This primarily should be pretty much no for all of you, but I'm sure there'll be few of you attending this for the first session. It's just for me to know how much about do I need to talk about IT Learn and what we do. That way it keeps things in perspective. This poll. And here are the results. So about 17% of you are here for the first time, almost 20%. So welcome. We have a give me 1 minute, team. Sorry. All right, sorry, team. I was back. That was my kid running to school. All right, so great. Now I've got those polls in. I'm going to hide this result. Thank you so much again. I'm going to come back to the course structure and what we have, team. We'll go through this as to what all we're going to cover as part of this training. And there's one more question, team. This is important as well. To know if you prefer a morning batch or an evening batch, when I say morning batch, it's US morning and US evening. This is the morning batch team. We start at 8:30 a.m. and we've continued actually to the live project also. So let me talk about the Selenium live project. That's it. I believe at 10:30 a.m. today. There's a link team for that. And I would like to share that link with you all. Is the poll on the way? Yeah. And this is for the Selenium live project that's coming up shortly. Yeah, it's 10:30 a.m. today. It's still open to all, so you could attend to see how this shapes up. I'm going to put this Selenium live project link also on chat. If you have not yet registered, then please do so. Thanks, team. 75% votes in. Can I get a few more of you? Then we can get into the depth of what we're doing. And I'm going to close this. Thank you. All right, here are the results. I think almost 85, 86% of you are preferring the morning batch, 14% of you who are still preferring evening batch. I think you have both the options. So from a schedule perspective, team, we are covering both. So US morning, that is 8:30 a.m. and US evening, that is 6:30 p.m. Okay, and I would be there for live Q&A along with the sessions. So these are the same sessions that we'll keep doing. I wish to do this as live and interacting more with you all at this time. This I will do as a live Q&A. Okay, so you have the session and we'll do a Q&A. And then for a project perspective, the teams can kind of come together, practice projects team. That is something that I really wanted you all to focus on. Let me hide this so I can show you the. Can you see my screen, everyone, now? Can I have everyone seeing my screen? All right, great, thank you. So from a timing, as I said, these are the two schedules that we have, US morning and US evening. Now, prereqs team, primarily nothing much. I'm looking at even if you have basic MS Office should be sufficient. QA trained is a plus, all right? And you could learn this for free from our AACT trainings. So the latest one is there in the website team, if you go to itlearn.com. And that's a good place for you to also look into, all right? So if you do not really have what we're talking about, team, that is what we will build as part of the program. A lot of you are with no coding experience required, team. Now, the reason you're in this training is because you want to learn how to put this entire Java Selenium platforms together to working. And that is the reason it is very important for us to know that it is not such a tough platform to get started with. Team. So in IT Learn, here are the multitude of courses, team, that we've been putting over a period of time. It's our 10th year now into the market. We started with HP QTP, and I've been teaching online for the last 10 years. You should definitely follow us on YouTube. That's youtube.com/qtp.elearn. And you will see a lot of content for free that's available, team. And that is an interesting place for you to look at. We've got a lot of subscribers. Thank you so much in the testing domain. So our focus, while we have a few more courses that are there, our focus is primarily on a lot on Selenium automation software testing, team. So a lot of these courses are related with that. And here is the link to it. I'll get this link and I'm going to put it up here. All right. Now, what is also important to mention is there are levels of programs that I'm going to talk about. What are the 4 levels that we have put together? And in fact, I think there will be 5 levels overall. Then the fact that as a JPAC member, you get access to everything. So all inclusive. What typically happens, team, is though you may get started with, let's say, Selenium, And as you go into the 2-3 months into the job market, you'll know that, hey, maybe they're asking something on agile and scrum testing, or they want you to learn ALM, or something on, let's say, a PMP side you would like to. So this access is there for you. And for example, you've chosen to go the Java side of Selenium, but then you need to now learn it as C# or Python and so on. Then how do we do it? So we have some decent video tutorials also available, team. So do look at it. A lot of free content is here. We've got thousands of videos. We've been accumulating for the last 10 years, team. So pretty much a lot of content that you'll see there. Back to this. So we have the schedule, US morning and evening. I would be there live for both the sessions. All right. And the whole intent is to interact with you and get your learning going. Team project is something that I was talking about right now. The fact that how can we group entertain or promote group learning? See, team, when it comes to individual learning, there's a lot that we will do. But when you're interacting with a team of private learners, then you're also trying to catch up and be inspired by what others are doing. It makes things easier to learn and keep notes for interviews. Now, if we can start to build team early, okay, then we can use the same teams into live project. So you'll start getting associated with the other members. You know what is happening. You're all going to the same kind of a platform. We have different kinds of projects, team, if you're aware or not. And for those of you interested to know more about it, please join the Selenium live project session. It's starting in the next 1 hour, few minutes, 1.5 hours, I guess. 9, yeah. So what's important from a team project / learning, all right? I want to put you together, team. So interact with each other within the teams to okay, teams of about 8 to 10 people, 10 each. So this way, I think I'll easily be able to get about 3-4 teams who are individually doing that learnings, team. You could volunteer, you could choose no to be, even if there's some teams which there's 4 or 5 people, that is fine. All that you have to do is meet up, e-meet up, basically, regularly. All right. And a lot of times, simple troubleshooting is easy. Now, what I will also do is I'll create maybe a LinkedIn group for all members and maybe a private one. Yeah, of course, a private one. To get tech assistance. While team, we have a tech forum that is fully built in place with thousands of members. Let me take you there to the tech forum. There you go, tech support. I'm just opening it in a new one. There are thousands of members out here in this discussion forum community. And the discussions are based on topics. So for any new course that we do, we put it up. Most popular one, of course, has been Selenium. We've got over almost 1,000 posts in it. So you'll see a lot of activity, a lot of questions that are pre-answered. You just can go, and if you're a member, you should be able to easily interact. Once you become an ITLN member, you get to access all this content, team. We have a very large library of content. We pay premium money for hosting it on the cloud, all these videos, and we have thousands of students who are accessing team at any given point. So if you scroll down, you would see that currently there are about 8,254 members in this community, and new members keep getting added. So this is a great place for you to really look at for tech help internally. But I don't know if you want to do this or you want to keep it here. Either one is fine, team. Okay. And that's what is a little bit of combined learning is all about. Now let's go to the topics, team, as to what is it that we're doing really in this program. How do we get started? So here is a sheet with all that information, primarily that gives you the access to what all we are covering. I'm also going to put it up in chat for you, team. You can look at it while I'm doing the same. And this document has primarily all the details about what we're doing as a program. So the schedule is up here and the course structures that we have. We're dividing it into 4 groups, team, primarily, if you look at it. So this is level 1, this is level 2, level 3, and level 4. All right. So this is the manual testing program, which has been covered. A couple of sessions still that any of certified testers who are working on them and having little challenges will be covering them. They've gone through this combined learning team in this direction. Now we have this content placed into our library, like I was showing you earlier, out here on QNNUR Certified Tester Free Training. These videos, about 15 of them, team, go from a range of topics, right from what is manual testing all the way to a little bit about HTML, live Q&A sessions that we did, all about automation frameworks and how is it that we move from manual to automation, basics of Selenium IDE, lot of element identification, Catalan IDE, and we were playing around that way here. And once we've kind of got that in place, we are now into the current level 2, which is a automation training, be it Selenium, Catalan, UFT. This is typically the approach and how we go about. But let's focus on Selenium and what we're doing, team. We're going to start with a recap of manual, QA and Selenium IDE automation for those of you who have not started. And I will also show you how to quickly get it installed into your Chrome browser or Firefox to be able to start playing around before you join the next class. Selenium Webdriver with Eclipse and Core Java. This is what we will primarily focus a lot of our time to. 95% of the time we will be sitting on Eclipse as a platform IDE. So how do we install Eclipse? How do we get it started? How do we implement this in a very structured way is critical, team, for us to learn. So the first project will take it easy in terms of creating simple Java programs with Selenium WebDriver commands that does simple automation. As we keep doing a little bit more, we will learn a lot into programming, team. What are the basics of the programming language, syntax, errors, how do we do a simple workflow, how do we create variables, start using them. The concept of OOPS becomes important. How can we create our own classes and methods? So all this you'll keep getting exposed to. And as we go from each project to the other, we will also do some advanced coding. It'll show you that how complex can our codings get. But once we do that, we kind of finish our first project and keep running a few tests on it and see how it is going. And that is automation level 1. These are not IDE testing. These are all done through Selenium WebDriver with Java. Okay, that is what we're working on. The second project, so this takes about 4 to 5 classes because we want to make sure that everything is well covered for you there. The second one is the data-driven framework, team. And the data-driven framework is a key way for us to understand the behavior structure of test cycle automations, what happens. In these cycles, it becomes very, very critical that we build things that have return on investment. How do we create a project or an automation that paces out over a period of time? That thought is very important. How do we design a simple framework? What is an automation framework? How do we understand the concepts of ERA? I don't think I've put that anywhere here. We should talk about that extensively, I'm sure. ERA in the real world. And when I say ERA, it's just a coined word that I use, team, for efficiency, reusability, and accuracy. So efficiency means that anything that I do automation should save on time, people, human resources, and so on, right? Or even the systems in whatever space. That is efficiency. It should be able to do things faster than a manual engineer does. Reusability is when we work towards having a very hard structured build through framework or any effort. We should be able to apply it once more with minimal changes if possible. So we can reuse it over and over. So in a 2-3 times usage, it kind of pays for itself after that. And that is what is a phenomenal achievement. All this is great, efficiency, reusability, but accuracy, if it ain't there, if I can't get a script that I can trust, then it's a problem. That needs to be really strong, team. So how accurate are we in our test predictions and automation creation? That is very important. Then we'll go into a lot of loops, conditional statements, how we do exception handling and try-catch blocks. Understanding errors like syntax and runtime errors is a little bit more basic in project 1. In project 2, we will go a little bit more advanced into it. First framework, test data stored externally, how to read and write to an Excel. And now for other databases and so on, like how to read from, let us say, a JDBC or a JSON format or a web service, how can I interpret the data? You have to do it project by project team. Primarily, it is just how you read that information and where you put it. So we work on a lot of them. I'm going to show you simple on Excel. Then we have good videos for other things on it. You'll start getting exposure to JUnit and TestNG team. Why these Java frameworks became important, how Selenium incorporated them. We will get exposed to this actually somewhere between project 1 and 2. All right. How these annotations, using annotations effectively to run tests. So very simple thing. One of the biggest things that these frameworks do or bring, which they do or bring is the fact that what should we do before a test is executed and what we can do cleanup activities after a test is executed. That set of information is phenomenal to be able to provide team. So I know that every time during my test, this is how I'll prepare it and I will execute it. This data-driven framework will get your feet wet, team. By this time, you'll have decent idea on coding. You've gone through Selenium WebDriver, a lot of commands. You know how to do workflow, functional flows in terms of logics and so on. When I say loops, conditional statements, we're talking about if statements, while loops, for loops, and so on, teams. And how do we do select case between, how we need to choose between few set of data. Then we come to our keyword-driven framework team. And this is primarily very, very interesting. This takes us into next level of designing, where here the whole focus is on data and how the data is applied. And here my focus is on how we use keywords to identify different test steps within each test case and how we can break them down into a very, very smart algorithm team. So this is extremely smart algorithm out here. Smart algorithm to understand inputs from the Excel and execute automation tests. So how do we write steps which are as simple as open a browser, click on this link, log in as a user, make a transaction, verify transaction, log out, and so on. How can we automate them and put it in a very human-like, understandable way? This is where you will also learn a lot to do with what is BDD, behavior-driven development, and acceptance test-driven development. Okay, these concepts become critical, team, for you to understand them and how we go about. Then we have the project 4, project page object model and page factory. Combine it with hybrid factory and we make one large thing. How does this differentiate from the other frameworks? Is we focus on elements and how they're located in a page. And we put them as reusable factories. And team, in fact, that is exactly what we put in anyor.com when we build this platform. All the different frameworks have been combined into this platform, team. And you can use the joiners link, create a new account, and start executing tests. It is very simple to use. These are the videos that I've shown in the ASCT free training towards the end, how you can do anyort as well. There is also a demo video on the website. So you can look at a short demo, 5 minutes, as to what it does. Pretty much end user not so unfriendly. So it is pretty friendly for you to get started there. Now, let's see. That's primarily what we're going to do as part of the, when I say project team, I take a project and I teach you on the project. How do we execute it? How do we do it? So this is all part of the training. We're looking at anywhere between 4, 3, 7, 12, 13, about 15 to 16 sessions team in overall to go through all of them. Assuming that you've gone through these sessions and you've got a little idea about it. So if you have not gone through them, and if you're someone who's already into manual testing, you know it, you can skip it team and directly come from here. Now, from a schedule perspective, we're doing demo classes this week, demo till 23rd November. So all of you have the same session. It's primarily what I'm going to do to interact. But Fridays, day 1, basically demo till, okay, day 1 on 23rd November. So we have a demo now and today evening, demo on 19th morning, same. So on day 1 is on 23rd November. Note this please for us. Okay, so that's demo 19th and day 1 is on 23rd November. Okay, so team, now back to the topics which we have seen. Let me also show you what else do we have as the next levels team. So once you've gone through the structured training, we want to be able to shape it up into the next level team. A lot of things that we may not get to touch upon during the training, the gaps, we want to fill it up in the live projects. The live projects are very critical team. Most of them are actual real-time projects, which requires you to sign an NDA with us. And then you get to involve into it. You are welcome to join the 10:30 a.m. session today to look at what we're doing. After that, it's going to be a private session only team. So in this live project, we primarily go through a project. We look at opportunities that we can help us to work from home, where you can sit where you are and effectively implement all this knowledge to work on something. You work as a team. There's a lot of group learning, phenomenal experience. You go through challenges. You go through a lot of exposure. Then you'll see that there is a lot of other tools that we can learn, especially in the space of SDET, expectation and DevOps side team. What happens is your exposure to tools becomes, one by one, you need to start knowing what they are. At least have them in your resume, be present and know a little bit about them. What we want to do is ensure that we go through a list of these topics also. We have great videos you learn from, or the content that we provide. We can do some live sessions as well, and we implement those team in the projects there. A lot of other testings also that are there team, like ISTQB, PMP, Catalan, Robot Framework, ALM, Load Runner, JMeter, and we have some fantastic library on the testing related programs. So you could get access to all this as level 3. Some of them have taken individual courses, for example, just SOAP UI or ISTQB and so on, and that is fine too. The last is the level 4 team, and this is going to be a premium focus for me this year, especially with the new January market coming up for the automation jobs. So we have a lot of stuff that we're doing. Weekly 3 sessions team, I want everyone to participate in. I've created a webinar and I've sent it to all JPAC members. If you're a JPAC member and you've not got a link, let me know. I can reply back immediately with it, where you can register. What I did team as a schedule, I said for JPAC, let us meet every Tuesday and Thursday or Friday team. Morning once and maybe evening US if needed. We'll go through a lot of resume project discussions, job hunt, how to get prepared there, mock interviews. We'll do group sessions, and then you can call me offline JPAC members to be able to speak about specific ones. We'll also do 90 minutes quick recap sessions team. For example, for all of the busy members who, with their lives and so on, things happening, let us say that one of the JPAC members wants to learn something on web services, API testing, or mobile app testing, or what is OTT, and how do we give, instead of a 2-week program, a 1-2 hour session that goes about, okay, here are the basics, here's how we get started. That kind of programs I would like to do more and more, team. And I'm sure some of the JPAC and students itself can do a fantastic job in giving them an overview of what it is. All right, so that is one thing that will happen. One-on-one discussions is something we will focus on, team, right? From resume preparations, profile help, how do we structure it? How do we make it very marketable and attractive, team? The keywords that go into your resume and how you update them in the job portals is the most important thing. That requires skill or some kind of an experience. I've been in the IT industry for 20 years, team, now. Feel very, it's been too long. I like it. I still like being here. There's a lot of innovation. I like new technologies and the way things are going in machine learning space and artificial intelligence. I'm sure automation testing will go to a new level, team. There's a lot that we will see coming up. There are a lot of discussions that we will do as mock interviews, team. I want you to prep up well. Once you have the first mock interview, typically I've seen to the third mock interview or the final ones I do from a lot of members, way different how we present, how we do. So that is the session for you to have those with me where we can really go through your resume. If you're a JPAC member, don't hesitate, please set up an interview. I'm always available to take a mock interview or have a one-on-one discussion with JPAC members. Just help me get it scheduled with my team. Put your timing, what you're interested in, and I can do that. All right. I see a few questions. What link haven't we got? I'm not getting any mails related with JPAC. Wow, I think maybe if you're someone who's joined JPAC membership in the previous week, I don't think you've got anything yet, team. You'll be getting all the communications on it. But let me know, whoever has the JPAC members which are there, I'll make sure to inform the team. Now, what else are we doing in the level 4? Oops, what did I do? We'll also go through how do we position into marketing, job opportunities. It is not just blind recruitment or hiring. We need to build your portfolio, your profile. You need to have your set of colleagues that you've worked on these projects linked with you well. How do you start putting some good details onto it, contributions that we can do into that network to build credibility, team? Because when we're doing recruitment for anyone 5 years plus in the IT, I'm expecting them to have a good profile in LinkedIn. So that becomes mandatory for everyone, right? This is an all-inclusive. So you have 1 year unlimited access to all webinars and all videos, all the training courses that we're doing. That is why it's always been premium. It is also a focused one. So we want you to be part of doing that. Let me quickly share the very few people who have registered yet for the session tomorrow. I don't think it has reached out to all the members. There are at least 200 JPAC members overall. I wanted them to participate. Swat, who all are JPAC members here, team? I'll just give you the webinar link and you can register there. Swati, you're JPAC member. Who else? Anthony. Okay, cool. Jyotsna. Radhika. Parmesh. A lot of JPAC members. How to become a JPAC member? Yes. So for all of you members who are not yet in that zone, I will share the link, email with the payment links of how you can join the program, team. And team, there will be a Thanksgiving thing coming up for sure. For some of you who are upgrading and so on, we can look at that also. It should be almost very similar to the offer that we sent for Halloween. Pankaja, okay, I'm sending it to you. Sagnya. Smita. Thank you, team. I really like that, so many of the JPAC members are here. It's good. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And team, I hope you've all registered also for the live project that I was talking about. So here is the link to the live project. If you've not, it's starting in the next 1 hour, under an hour. You should be able to join there. Where are the questions? No chat. Here. Now, team, questions. Can you all do me a favor, please? Put your questions in chat. I'm going to also list down some FAQs, questions that are common. I've answered a lot of them. I'm sure there'll be a few more specific ones. Try and put them on chat. If you want to be unmuted in the next 3-4 minutes, team, then raise your hand. I will unmute you as well. If you have question that you can put in chat, great. I'm going to pause the recording for a couple of minutes and wait for you. So team, I'm going to go through the questions quickly and come back. There's one question, just taking it one by one, team. ACT is any certification. What's ACT? Okay, sure. So there are two certifications, team. ACT is any certified tester. Okay, who basically no coding skill, uh, great at writing and running automation tests. So Eniot is a tool where you don't have to have a coding skill to be able to run automation tests with the framework models using built-in frameworks. Frameworks. We have all three frameworks into it. Okay. Now, Eniot certified tester is one who's more on that side. Eniot certified developer is someone who is expert on more of a SDET team. How do I say this? SDET, software development engineering test, knows coding well, can build, maintain, and customize any like frameworks. All right, that's the primary difference, team. And once you get into after the Selenium live training and project, then once you're ready to kind of get into the ACD certification. So somewhere here, there you go. I'm talking about the different certifications. ACT, someone you attending this free training that we did ahead, it should be sufficient. For the others, I think we will go through a little bit more here. Let's reduce the size. It's too big. Okay, there we go. I'm missing some of these certifications there, team, towards the end. I think I should just increase the size. There you go. All right, next question. Let me see. What do I have? I'm taking questions one by one, so that way it may take. When is the last day of Selenium live training? So the Selenium live training, the last day, team, I've scheduled it to be, if you look at December 14th is the last day. So I'll put it here in the schedule itself. Day 1, last day is the December 14th. Now, usually, team, it can be plus 1 week max. Because, while you're practicing and learning, and could be a couple of classes delays in between from my end too. But December 14th, we have a good buffer also between that. What are the other questions? Let's see. When and where can I see all the required Selenium live training recorded videos? Sure. So if you're an ITLN member, you go here to online courses and click on Selenium. Once you're a member, you log in using your credentials. Let me also log in on the side. As a guest user, just click on Selenium and you will see all the videos from every batch being posted here. And it goes back to also topic-based videos. So a lot of things that we did as topic-based videos too, team. So look at these. There are very detailed ones. There are mock interview preparation Q&A also here. You will have access to all of these videos, team. Now, what happens here is you will notice that the first chapter is usually free, which is on YouTube. And from the second chapter, it is hidden for members only. So, for example, data-driven framework from the previous batch, how do we build it? I've kind of expressed it here. And from here, all the videos will be there. Once you're a signed in member, I don't know if this is the right credential. I had something else, no. Okay, there you go. Once you're a member and you go to the same page for Selenium, and I pick any of these courses, And now I should be able to also see the playlist for all the videos. So this is day 3, this is day 4, day 5, and here is day 6 and 7 maybe. And this is data-driven framework all the way from day 1 to 5, DDF. We went on to KDF and so on also in the same day 13, 14, 15, all the way. So all DDF, KDF, hybrid framework, I think one or two things that we had kind of left it towards the end because it's getting complicated with the code, but we've covered everything in the previous batch. Similar way, you have access to the earlier versions. Each one, the good thing is the fact that the format itself is a different team. So for example, look at this day 29 I'm saying here, because I think we had few sessions earlier also on page object model. Or is this by Shankar? Yes, this is by Shankar. So these are amazing videos that you can look at, team. Goes very in depth. So this is Shankar's training videos from the previous batch, and before that could have been mine too. All right. So that's where you have your videos, team. That's where you can access from. A lot of more questions. I need to quickly get through them before I hang up. The few hands raised also, I'm going to unmute you in a minute, team. How it will take me to get ready for job market? So Anthony, job market ready, join the Selenium live training session. The training will take you in deep, but from a job market, you need to put them into projects. And you're a JPAC member, right? We'll go through them one by one, okay? When and where can I see all the record? Okay, that I showed you. And similarly, you have other videos, team, the Selenium live project videos. Where are the live project videos? Members. Where are the live Selenium? Oh, I think it'll be here itself under Selenium. Even the projects, but there should be a separate link for that, live projects. I'm not finding it. I'm sorry. Where are they? Project. There you go. Here. So the recent projects team, May 1, August 1, you would see the links here. Okay. These are sessions that are again very, very creative team. These are presentations done by the team members, how they go about presenting and what are they doing with things. So very, very critical team for us to look at these. All right. That's Venkat's voice. So our team members will also be there, team live project. So we'll keep guiding us when we're going. Great. I'm gonna pause this now. I don't need this. And go back to topics where we here and questions. Let's see what else. Is this a JPAC member schedule? Tuesday and Thursday, in addition to daily training sessions at 8:30 CST and live project training at 8:30 PST and live project training. That is correct, Sirisha. This is additional to what we are doing as trainings and project work. It's JPAC only sessions. Okay, so we will start with what's happening, resume. Each of us could be in different boats. Let's start from tomorrow. At least 5-6 of us coming together. Wherever you are in the guidance of JPAC side, I'll guide you. I'll reach out to all the 200 plus JPAC members also. Hopefully we'll have more resistance tomorrow. How many do we have right now? We had only about 6, 7. I'm sure some of you would have registered by now. Okay, next question. When will groups be formed for the project? So that's a project related question. Let's get into the project and discuss about it, please. Hello, Karthik. As part of any free session, but for evening batch, after recording of the morning file, and without Q&A session, is it not possible for me to attend morning session? Is it possible to take Q&A? For sure, if I take evening batch. Yes, definitely Q&A for sure, team. Almost every other day I've been there and I've been taking questions, if not every day in the evening batch. So if you're someone who's joining this and want to, but cannot join in the morning, want to do it in the evening, absolutely yes. Team, there'll be at least 25 members in each batch. Okay, so I will be there for Q&A. Will there be a platform for groups to meet up to discuss a project? So Sirisha, groups can discuss on WhatsApp, your Skype groups and so on. We will have our team groups within the Google Drive where you can start sharing project status and so on. Can non-JPAC members attend all these activities? From the live training, absolutely yes. You can attend all of it that we're doing here. All these activities that we're doing and a little bit of project activities that we were talking about from a preparation. The live projects, once we're getting here, team, then it'll become a little bit more important for you to focus on a bigger thing. So yes, you'll not have access to these level 3 and 4 thing. Okay. What are the third-party certifications? So there are few third-party certifications that keep coming up right time, which is like there's a HP certification is there. I don't know what Micro Focus is doing now. You have Oracle Certified Java Programmer Analyst, ISTQB, ENIOT is there, PMP is there. So for some of these, there are sessions that have been included, training programs. Okay, there's a new ISTQB live session also starting shortly. So between Shankar and I, we're covering a lot of trainings within software testing team. So he's starting the ISTQB. PMP we've done earlier with some great trainers. You have the videos there. ASCD are the ones which we are having as a schedule. We also scheduled the ENIOT certification test for 29th November, team. I'm yet to send this post Thanksgiving. Sorry. Okay. Where is this? This is 23rd November post Thanksgiving. So we have the certifications getting ready for 28th, team. So very few ENIOT certified developers, but a lot of few testers from that perspective. I will reach out to you all, to all the registrants of ASCT trainings to register for that event. It may be on a go-to training team and not a go-to webinar because I need to run the tests to you. Okay, so that was that. And last couple of questions before I end up today's session. To attend live project session in the next hour, can we just register and attend, or we have to be JPAC member? So the session that I've shared, which is starting in the next 1 hour, team, you can attend it for not a problem. The reason is we are still it's a demo session, but we are keeping it very, very secretive. I'm not recording the live project, team. Please note that. I cannot record the live project because it is a real project, and I'll walk through that. So yes, you can register and join there, please. I have the link also shared for you. Once again, in the chat. There you go. And last couple of questions. There are hands raised. Manisha, do you have a question for me? Hafiza, do you have a question for me? Hi, Hafiza, you have a question for me? I had you unmuted. Let me know if you have a question because your hand is raised. Chaitanya? Chaitanya, do you have a question? Your hand was raised too. Hafiza, you raised hand again, so I did unmute you. Maybe it's a technical glitch. You didn't raise your hand. I'm assuming there's no question. If there is a question, please let me know in the chat. I will unmute you. This is observe from your LinkedIn connection. I have few students who are not able to pay the subscription fee for JPAC membership. So what can they do? I understand. Observe, there's something good coming up. Anyone wants me to call you later in the day, just share your phone number, please, and I'll reach out to you. I've been speaking with a lot of them. It could be JPAC member, or you could be a new student planning to enroll. Any questions that you have, let me know, any one of you. I'll just take your numbers and put it down. One more question. There was session Selenium class on November 16. Did it happen, Karthik? Yes. Same thing. I'm repeating it again, team. I'm redoing it. What I did on Friday evening, because it was not enough time to be able to communicate, I did it again right now in a detailed way. How to become a member and JPAC member? I will send out Zeta, the communication. It'll have everything. How many days a week the live training will be? Will there be any classes during weekends? So only Monday to Friday, team. Sorry, I should have mentioned that here. Monday through Friday. And there was one more question. If I'm doing an evening batch, I'm doing both, team. So I will be there for live Q&A. Here is a live. So what I do in this morning, the same session, for example, you can try it in the evening. I'll be playing it and I'll be there towards the end for Q&A. If there are questions that are answered in the first session, they're also been there in the second session because it's recorded. There are more questions coming up. I'm there to handle it. All right. I want to see how you're learning, team, and be able to push you into that ENIOT certification and so on, because there's a lot of project work that we have. And I really can get to see some good work coming out of you. Okay, no question from Manisha, I believe. I already paid for this live training. Do I get the go to live webinar links to my email? And if this is not the right place to ask, please ignore. No, Chaitanya, this is right. You will get the go to webinar links to your email. So some of these are demo sessions, but as we get into the actual paid sessions team, there'll be smaller groups, okay, like 40, 50 and so on. And then it'll become easier for us to go through them. Okay, ISTQB is going on right now, I believe. It's there today evening team, 5 p.m. So you should join for that. I don't know how many classes were done. I can share the link. This is a demo sessions only team. So I'm going to add one more session and keep it. I don't know when. Just leave it. Don't know. So I'll keep it for 26th also. Save it. What happens, team, if you don't save it, that webinar expires and we have to redo it and add you all back. Like ASCT webinar also expired. We had over 4,000 members registered for that webinar. But now we have to resend this. So only few of you could register and join now. We'll have more people, team, a lot more people towards the end of the webinar, end of the training. So team, if you're interested in this ISTQB demo at 5 p.m. today, here is the link to register. I will put it in the chat. Do join, please. Shankar does an amazing job on it. Okay. Okay, I think I have last two or three more questions. Then we could. Can we get live project videos? Yes. So once you're a member, you can also watch the videos from the earlier project. A lot of members watch the earlier live project videos, team. So you have plenty of content there. Okay. So Mark, is your confusion cleared? Morning and evening batches? We have both of them I mentioned, right? How do we get your phone number to contact you? So I'm going to send out another email to the JPAC members team with my personal number. Any other questions? Please let me know for the other members in the live audience, or you have specific questions that need to be speak, then share your number. I will call you too. Selenium session starting 23rd, our paid sessions, right? Yes. So 23rd is, see what is by family apping is a thing. Thanksgiving offer will come, team. So most of you will register by 22nd. I'll still keep 23rd as a free for all to join. Unless we move to a new go to webinar, then I'll share that. How many days a week the live training will be? Will there be any classes during weekend? How long will this live training sessions? Is it 1 hour? So Zita, most of it answered. It will be more of an hour and a half, team. Okay. Last Monday to Friday, 1.5 hours each day. Okay. Some days we may just do a 70-minute session. Some days a little bit more. As you practice, as you're doing more, it could 1 hour live training, Q&A for about 30 minutes, and so on. Okay. I want you all to be catching up along with me. So team, for most of you, I'm not sure how many of you have downloaded the ITLN app, team. If you go to itln.com, on the home page, you will see our mobile app. What this app does is very simple, team. It gives you the live updates. When is what session coming up? Okay, so you could please look at this that comes up in your cell phone or on the website. So if it's there on the app, then you get a push notification also if you have the mobile app download. So please download this mobile app to get notifications. And I'm trying to sync it up so that we change the website, go to webinar correctly, and the push notifications will come to you. Let me see. Can you send the link to SLT demo session document? Yes, sure. So this one that I'm doing right now, I'm going to send it as a view only to all of you team. So you can see this document. Okay. And I'm going to put all these documents in a folder. That way you'll have access to them as we go along. All right. So here's the chat. SLT demo session link. Okay. And then I have what else? One more thing, Tim. Yes. For each training, what we will do is we'll create a folder where we start creating topics that we do in each day, team. We'll start having team folders where you all, whatever exercises you're doing, you'll start putting them. Anything that we're doing in terms of the code and so on, everything goes in there. All right. So definitely interact a lot with team members. That will supremely enhance your skill, team. I don't see many of you yet into it. Once I have this, then I'll also start having a sheet with all of your details in it. For example, this is the Selenium project team list. Okay. It's got the name, city, country, JPAC member, yes, no, active, yes, no. Hi, someone went unmuted. Let me see. Who is, let me mute all that way. Someone joined, I guess, from offshore, maybe. Okay. Whoever joined, please change your name in the display. Thank you. So this list basically will let us put together and make sure that, yes, who is there, how we can work. Now, some of the names will be common from here and in the attendees of the training, and that's fine, team. Now, one question which I hope you should have asked is that, is it okay? So I'll put it here. Where can I put it myself? There. Okay to do Selenium live training and project together? Absolutely, yes. Okay. Join and I'll show you why. Okay, we have a lot to do that is not code related, okay, in the project. So please, you're more than welcome to join. The most important thing when we get into that session, team, is the fact that if you've signed the NDA or not. If you have not, right, it will become a challenge. And I'm not sure if Lena sent this out to everyone, but you will be getting it, team. So we're looking at the members and we're sending it. Once we have it, then we can start putting into the project work. Okay, great. What are the other questions that I have? Let's see. Where can you see the pricing? itln.com. If you go to the pricing itself under guest and go to pricing, please, you would be able to see the pricing for the courses. The way it is done, not as individual, more as free members and video access. Now, what we have done here is a little bit of deviation from these packs, team. So JPact is as is. CSDT, new version or an advanced version of CSDT is what we're talking about right now. It is more like SDET Plus. We can talk about it as that program. This program is the one which has all the qualifications to become an SDET Plus, okay, along with live projects. So this is the SDET Plus program, which has all this. Now, where are we? Pricing here. But yes, oops, sorry. Am I not recording this? Session is recording. Good, yeah. I don't know why it had a gray mark there. So, but team, like I said, it's a demo session. I will send you all the registrants and the participants of today's session with the details of how you can join, register, and go forward. Okay. I don't see any other questions for today, team. I'll see you back in the evening for those of you who are going to attend. Pawan, we will have the same session being played in the evening, Pawan and Sunil, and I will be there for the live Q&A. So it's 6:30 a.m. It's about 45 minutes, 15 minutes video, I would believe. And once we play it, I'll be there about, let's say, 7:15 to start taking questions from the team. All right. And there's a lot that we need to do to interact with the team members, action list. We will get that done in India morning today and send out email notifications. When you say put your name on display, where should I write? Oh, wow. Where did I say put your name on display? Team list? That will come from Selenium project. Not yet. Not yet. So don't worry, ask me. I'm a JPAC member and I need your guidance, Karthik. Sure, absolutely. Would love to call you. I'm taking your number down. Quickly, give me 1 second. My kids are great at starting to steal one weekend and all the pens fell in the wrong place. It's an off for my daughter. She's a fifth grader and she's off school, so she's gonna have fun at home with me once I finish these things. Radhika, I'm taking your number down. Last week I just asked for a few of them if they had questions. I spoke to most of them: Aparna, Kanti, Tyut, Sabita, Saroja, Ismat, Umi, Swati, Darshana, Brinda, Jyotsna, Sumohita. Radhika, I'll reach out to you. Anyone else wants me to reach out to them? Let me know. Give me your number. I'll call you, please. Later in my day, team. I've registered but didn't get webinar link from Selenium project. If you've registered, it should be here. Selenium Live project. It should be here. Share registration link. I'm going to put it in the chat once again. I thought I've already ITL a member, but don't see my name in spreadsheet. Mark, if you've not put it, then it's not there. And you're asking a question about live project. So join me there and we'll talk about it. All right. Samir, is that an India number or a US number, please? 98. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you back in the next live session on 23rd. If you have anything in between that you want to do, just go through the NEOT videos team. There's a lot on element identification, a little bit of Selenium ID. We will touch them, but good if you can watch them as well. I will have the same instructions sent across so that you can go about finishing them team. Okay. So here is the link. Great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining and we'll look forward. Mark, you have to join the next session, please. Selenium Live project. Then I will put your name. This is Selenium Live training, correct? What you're talking about is this list here, right? Join the project and then I'll put your list there. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Catch up all later in the next session. Bye then. Thank you, everyone.